Hey guys, welcome back to Thursday.
Hey dreamers.
How y'all doing?
Glad you're in. It's Thursday and we're talking about are you in tune?
Right,
So let's talk about that. That's gonna be a pretty good topic.
right.
Yeah.
So we were just discussing this, just a few seconds ago. How good are you in tune with your spouse?
Right.
I know.
Well, and are you in tune with other things too? I mean, what are
Right.
you in tune with? I mean,
Right.
and what do you consider that to be?
Right, because we're talking about work, we're talking about money, we're talking about uh, other friends, we're talking about uh, expenses, how the world's going. Where you got your fingers at. So
Right.
they're all different. Again, in tune, another form of what?
Vibration.
Vibration, right?
Right? Now some people are going to go, well, that's woo woo. But you know what? I'm turning all those kind of things off because I've kind of been more enlightened
Right.
in just because of the rooms that we have stepped into. And also, even in learning scripture, learning some new things about finances, my eyes have been opened and enlightened. And it's like, you know, um, yeah, I think we are vibrating higher at this point.
Oh yeah, totally.
Which is what we want. God wants that as well. But I just think the religious people
that's the
have
big
just
problem.
been taking things and, saying, putting formulas to things that have no business having formulas.
Right.
And also, it's like, do this, then this is going to happen. This is going to happen. You have to do this. You have to do this. But nowhere in the scripture said, that this formula is what it's about. That's people putting their restrictions and their thoughts and their things on something that has no business having that.
Right.
And I mean,
where does it say 10%?
Well, that's even just in finances,
Right.
But I mean,
I'm talking about 10%.
But if there was a formula and a step 1, 2, 3 on how to do this and how to become better and how to be perfect, how to get into heaven, how to do this, or we'd all be skinny and rich,
right?
So.
But they're in it.
I mean, and a mentor of ours said that, and it's like, you're absolutely right. You can't just slap a formula on something and expect it to work because this is how somebody did it.
Oh, gee, you know what? As a teacher, I hate that. Because you know why? Because the school system and everybody else, I'm sorry, I'm throwing on a tangent here. It just clicks on my head. Right? Because the school system says, here's the cookie cutter, make them fit.
Right.
Kids aren't that way. People aren't that way. You can't make a cookie cutter and make everybody the same. Everybody learns differently. Everybody learns how their own special way. And as a good teacher, you understand that and you see that and you go like, I gotcha. And then once you get there, that I gotcha, and you get them to see the aha moment, that's what's nice about being a teacher. That's the point of being a teacher. What's so great is seeing the aha moment in kids. Sorry, I said it.
Yeah. Well, and that applies to what we do here as well, to encourage and help and enlighten people to get those aha moments and bring them to a higher level of themselves and where they could be.
Oh yeah, totally.
And that's what we want to be. So that being said, being in tune,
right?
And
here's the great thing, as long as you're alive, you're still learning. As long as you're still learning, you're still a student because there's always somebody better and greater at whatever it is. And as long as you can understand that and learn something from that, you'd be great. Like I work with people that have been doing this longer than I have. I still learn from them because sometimes, hey, I have bad days. I have brain farts. They're like, oh, now how is it supposed to do this? But it's all in where you're at and what you're in tune with. Because sometimes during the day, I'm a guy, I think a zillion different things at once.
Mm-hmm.
And so my mind's not on one particular subject. So I'm working on that, figuring it out. And sometimes they'll call like, oh, well, duh, I do that.
Mm-hmm.
So it all depends on what you're in tune with at the moment. Because guys, I hate to say it, ladies, but guys, we have like 12 to 13 different channels we play with on a constant basis.
Mm-hmm.
We only talk about one. We are simple in certain aspects, but we're also quite complex in other aspects.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we could run a house. We could run things because we've been taught to look at multiple different angles and different frequencies to see how things need to run.
Mm-hmm.
It's like raising children. Yes, children need their mamas, and also children need their daddies. It's important to work it out till you get that. Sorry, I went on a tangent there.
All right, that's okay. It all will flow together. It
Right.
usually does. So, whether you're on the replay watching this or whatever, when we say, are you in tune? What is that saying to you? Drop a comment below. Whether you're right here now or you're on the replay, what does in tune mean to you? We do want to hear about that. So, but what we're saying with that, it can mean different things. Are you in tune? So when we're saying that, are you vibrating on the same wavelength, the same frequency with each other?
Are you completing each other's thoughts and sentences?
Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that everybody's going to be that way. I
Right.
mean, we have our moments with that, not always, but we have that. We still can sense and understand each other for the most part.
Right.
I think, and so, that's because if you are not in tune with each other, there's going to be the chance that you're not going to be happy. You're going to have feelings hurt. There's going to be disappointments.
Yeah.
There's going to be anger moments, frustrative moments, and you're going to wonder what you're doing. If your life is happy or, you're happy one time and frustrated the next. That's not what a relationship should be.
No.
If you're in tune, then that should be harmonious.
Right. Even your fights will be harmonious, strangely enough, because you're not really fights anymore, because they're going to be more of a conversation of saying, hey, this is how I'm feeling, this is what I'm seeing, enlighten me, or this is what I'm wanting to do.
It's about the approach and the understanding of it's not you against me or me against you because, you want me to be doing something and I don't understand,
No. Yeah, it's not do this for me. It's like, no, hey, this is what we got to do. Can you help me do this?
Mm-hmm.
Or we need to do this. Is there a possible way that you can help get this in your schedule?
Right. There's again, go back to the communication thing, but to be in tune with each other, by being in tune with each other, you're going to have less frustration. You're going to work together more harmoniously because you're going to understand each other. So we got to get to that point of being in tune.
Right.
So maybe there's somebody out there that's like, well, how do we get in tune? Because that could take some work.
It does. Every relationship takes some work. No matter what relationship it is, it's going to take work to get that relationship working right. Because working right? You got to work it.
Mm-hmm.
No matter if it's your wife, no matter if it's your kids, no matter if it's your work, no matter where it's at, church, whatever, you have to work it to make it work. Because otherwise, it's going to go wayside. Any of it. You want to live by yourself and take care of it all yourself, or you want to have somebody, your partner. So you have a partner. And everything you do, you have a partner. Even money can be a partner doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
So best thing to do is have a life partner, which is a spouse, your wife, your husband, whatever, how you want to look at it. But you two have to come together and work things harmoniously to make things work like it's supposed to.
Right. It's not about when you get together, it's no more about I want on each side.
Right.
It's about what you want together. Why did you get together in the first place? Number one, I think that would be key to.
I think a lot of people forget that.
Yeah, keys to stepping to becoming in tune and vibrating together. Number one, I think again, what brought you together in the first place? Now, if you guys had a rocky start from the beginning, you need to get back down to the basics. I mean, you did see something in each other at some point. So what was that?
Right. So
you decided to stay together, right? And build something. So go back to that. What was that?
Right. What's the core that brought you together, and then build off the core.
Right.
Because I love this quote: "A good, strong, wide foundation builds a great what? Building, castle, foundation for anything that you're wanting to do."
The deeper and the wider the foundation, the higher you can go.
Right.
So
that's where I'm going with this. So go back to the basics. Go back to the foundation of the relationship.
Right.
Where did it start? Build on that.
Now we were already believers.
Yeah.
So we had that in common and that foundation as well. There may be some out there that weren't believers, but they became believers together in their relationship. So go back to that point,
Right.
Go back to God in your relationship.
Well, you don't have to do that. Just go back to the point of what brought you together. Build on that. So, like, you like the way each other look. Okay, so build on that. You liked how the personality was. So, what's changing the personality to create the rip? Go back to the original personality. Say, hey, I don't understand. Don't ever point the finger. If you point the finger, guess what? You got
three back
at you, one going somewhere, right?
Yeah.
So go back to the original. Say, hey, these are my feelings. This is what I see going on. Talk it out. Work it out. If you have to get upset to carry on, hello, see? Text message, right? Say, hey, click, back. If that's the way it works, that's the way it works.
Because in like a text message or a written letter on a paper, there's no emotion there.
Right.
And you can read it and see it for what it is. Because sometimes tone of voice would affect the other person, whether you want to think it does or not. Elements affect everything.
Well, the face, how it's looking. You may think you're being all happy and hunky dory when you have a scowl on your face, and the other person's like, "Why are you mad at me? Why are you giving me that look?"
Well, here, case in point, myself. I know you and even my daughter has said that I'm yelling, but I don't believe I am.
Right.
I'm not yelling. You want to know yelling? I'll show you yelling. I mean, that's my response.
Right. A lot of times. But we're like, but you're yelling.
Yeah. So the perception of them thinking that I'm yelling, but I'm not seeing that I'm yelling. Sometimes I get very passionate about what I talk about. My voice goes harder, louder,
and more hands.
See, why are you talking with my hands? Whatever. I am a very I'm a lot.
You are.
Okay. I'm a lot.
But I'm new just going in.
Right. Like I said, I'm a lot. I'm passionate about what I do, and when I get on something, I do express. And
people have a hard time with it.
Some people do have a hard time with how I express or how I talk or whatever. Oh well,
Right. It's not
the right people that are supposed to be around me will be around me.
Right.
So again, those that again, the tribe will come around that you vibe with.
Right.
You've got to vibrate at a frequency that attracts goodness. You You can attract negative too. There's that vibration as well. That's not, I mean, let's be real. But
remember yin yang, right? The Chinese have it right. Yin yang.
Mm-hmm.
For every good is equal greater bad.
Yep.
See, that's what. See, and people think, well, the devil is God's equal. No, it's not.
He never was.
Never, because God is the Almighty. Well, the equal to devil is what? Gabriel.
Because they were both top angels. That's how you have to see it.
Right. And God goes, devil, really? I made him. Why am I scared of him?
Right.
He said that he's not. So, and Gabriel's like, I'm not scared of him either. He's my equal. We go head to head, and that's it. God doesn't take us apart. And God's like, and they're apart. God don't even have to think. Don't even have to put a word with it. God doesn't have to breathe into it. He just has a thought of it and it's done. That's how great God is.
Right, and see that's fluid through today. So right. I mean, I think we as people really don't understand and have forgotten a lot about what the reality really is and what we are here for.
Right. Religion.
Like one of our mentors was talking about, we were created to bring his kingdom to this earth. And I think we forget that. I think a lot of religious people get so high on their horse about this, and this, and are not bringing what his true kingdom is all about.
Right. Well, here, like down here in the South, right? There is like a zillion Baptist churches down here. Seriously. And not a single one of them talk to each other. It's like,
Go figure.
So are you an actual Baptist, or are you just a religious person in a Baptist building?
Because the reality is, if you know Jesus, you've accepted him into your heart, we are his children.
Right.
And enough said.
So everything else is just a religion.
Yeah. Pretty much. And I know people are going to go, well, you can hate on me all you want.
Right.
But I'm really done with the religious type mindset. I'm done with it. I'm tired of it. So, and we're here to kind of help change the mindset and bring people into understanding who they are.
Yeah.
Again, are you in tune? It goes right back to that. What we're talking about tonight. Are you in tune? In tune with each other, in tune with the Lord, you know? Are we? And how do we get that way?
Right. So let's bring this around a little bit here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about some money and tuning with money. So if you're looking at your finances, I'm guilty of this even, is because I've learned, this is something I've learned recently.
Right.
Is go back to your finances.
Mm-hmm.
What you can you pay for the year?
Oh.
And if you're not, what can you pay every 6 months? Or shop around and see if you get better deals on the same stuff. Like insurance, car insurance. I got to shop around on car insurance because my car insurance keeps wanting to go up every year.
Right. So.
But yet I have no accidents, no tickets, no nothing.
Correct.
Brand new car. No, the car's 5 years old now because it's in 2019.
Yeah.
It still keeps going up. Why?
Yeah,
they go inflation.
No, that's ridiculous. Especially when we are safe drivers, as they say. So,
right.
The wisdom dictates, do this, because guess what that's going to free up? It's going to free up cash flow.
Right.
And that helps you function in your daily life. So these are things that we're learning that we want to bring to you. And we're trying to bring to you. How about that?
So look at your finances. Get in tune with your finances again. Double check everything. What can you keep? What do you feel like? Do I still using like Hulu? Do you still use Hulu all the time? We do. So we
watch Hulu.
Do we watch Disney? Yeah.
Sometimes there's a few things on there that we like to watch.
Yeah.
Because it rotates through the season. So I mean,
we're keeping. Unfortunately, we have Disney. I think
Disney and Hulu are a combined package.
Right.
that neither here nor there, but
Right, but what I'm saying,
just
is,
saying.
look again. Look at the deals. What can you find for a good deal? Like internet. Our internet provider is like $114 a month.
But at this point, because of where we live, you guys may be different. I know not everybody on here lives around us, but we only have like one or two choices of internet, unfortunately. And where we live specifically, one or two of the options are only available to us, where there's another option that we really want, but only certain parts of the city or the county have it.
Right.
You know, so it's like,
which is the better internet.
right. I really do not like our internet because it messes up, and you know, it's our livelihood. So
right, we do a lot of streaming.
You're right.
A lot of streaming because of what we're learning, schooling, the kids schooling, because we homeschool,
right,
and then we do a bunch of videos, we do a bunch of stuff. I mean, we're constantly on the computer,
right,
or watching.
Whether it's for business, for mentorship, for schooling, for whatever, it's one of those needs that
right.
we have to have that. You know, it's like, I'd love to have a better option. When is that going to come? Anyway,
right.
That being said, so your finances, getting back in tune with that.
Right. So once you're in tune with your finances, you can see where money can come from, or you can save money. So you can, because let me tell you, and our grocery bills are going up, electric bills going up, everything's going up. So we got
no fault of our own.
No.
But the powers that be are trying to run it. You know.
Right. So you always got to find a place where you can pinch a penny here and pinch a penny there. So that way we can go out for a dinner during a date night
or something, right?
Yeah. So it's just either the wife and I going out on the date night or the kids going out. You know, all depends on how old your kids are and where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
Like our date night is the three of us go out because I like going out with my family. I always spend enough time.
Like family nights,
right?
It's our family night, yeah.
So I work 6 days a week, and so I like to go out and spend time with the family. Don't get me wrong, I love the wife, but I like bringing the kids too because they're part of us,
right?
So sometimes our alone time is midnight.
Not always.
No,
not always that way. That's exaggerating.
I gotta play around, right?
I guess. True.
So just remember, find your tune. Fine tune it to where it fits you. Fine tune. Work with your spouse. Work together. Communicate. The communication creates what? Voice vibration from each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
So once you get to your vibrations harmonize together, so you're not crossing paths. You're actually coming together as one tone.
Mm-hmm.
Life's a whole lot easier.
Right, and it becomes beautiful, harmonious, and there's freedom in that as well,
right?
Because you don't have this weight on your shoulders of
have to do it all.
Of having to do it all, or when you're coming home and it's not comfortable, or you feel dread or weight or heaviness. I mean, now I know that feeling well, from my past. That's why I can say, when you're in tune with your spouse, your partner, you think that it's a whole different world. It changes everything when you're in tune and you're treated with respect and loved with respect. And, that's what being in tune is. When you don't have that, you feel there's that weight, there's the dread, anxiety.
Right.
Why have that when it can be better?
Like, when I was younger, married to an ex-wife, I remember sitting in the truck before I come in the house because I'm taking that moment to clear my head so I can deal with the ex and the kids. Now I come home and I look forward to her standing on the front porch waiting for me. I mean, it's awesome. And when I come home, we have our little chats. We let everybody do is puke it out. And we understand it's just puking out, letting each other know what's going on. Mm-hmm. And either I go take care of stuff or take a shower and we just relax for a couple hours. So it's awesome.
Right. So and life gets to be easy at that point.
Right.
And a joy, easy and joy. That's.
I mean, and I know a few like us and a few other friends of us that are on here. We work with the spouses almost we can work with them 24/7 and not have an issue. I know a few of people who are on here who cannot work with a spouse. Well, didn't you get together for a reason? Figure that out.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you got together. I hope you got together before because you just had a shotgun wedding because you had kids. I hope you got together because you wanted to get together, and you were in tune at some point. So
right.
Turn those dials, right?
Right.
Get them back into tune to each other.
Exactly. That being said, I know we're getting close to our time, so be respectful of your time. That being said, everything we talked about when you talked about being in tune with your finances and whatever, we're going to have a 5-day challenge that will help you with that.
Right. Coming up pretty quick.
Helpful to get you in tune with your finances, get you in tune with your spouse is in May. It's in May. You're going to start seeing the dates and stuff coming up here pretty soon.
All right, look at the calendar real quick.
Right.
So
it's this one. So it's another week.
About 2 weeks away.
Yeah. So you're going to be seeing more stuff coming out about that. Probably, this next week is going to be heavy.
Right.
But yeah, a 5-day challenge, a 5-day journey to bring you into
a better you,
better finances, and yeah, it's going to be amazing.
Right.
So
your spouse, you want kids on here, bring them on. Come on.
And
it's not just for you. It's
right.
Just for
so this 5-day challenge, you want to encourage you to invite people to come in and do this challenge together. And we are going to have work for you. We're going to make it easy for you.
Oh yeah.
But
the things you have to do.
Right.
And
you'll be able to win something.
Right. Because at the end,
we're going to have a drawing.
Right. So whoever gets it all done and shows us. No, you don't have to put it in the Facebook.
No,
group.
Yeah.
You can message us when we see everybody has their stuff.
There's action steps. If you do the action steps and show proof that you've done the action steps, you go into a drawing at the end of the week.
Right.
So keep that in mind. But yeah, it's going to be fun. We're just giving you a little bit of a taste of that today.
Right.
What it could be like, we'll go in depth of that.
Because here in this group, yes, it's all free good stuff.
And the challenge is going to just go more in depth of what we're talking about tonight.
Right.
Being in tune with you, being in tune with your finances, and many things.
Yeah.
Some other things too.
Yeah, because in here there's different levels of partnership. Here it's all free. Everything's going about it. We have challenges that are free. Get some out of it. Then we got private group stuff, which will cost some, not a lot, but cost. Because let me tell you, if you don't pay, you don't get it. Mm-hmm. And what I mean by that is if you don't put anything into it, you're not going to take anything out of it. Mm-hmm. So we can give you all this free stuff and do everything else, but are you willing to do the time if you don't put something into it?
Right.
So that's the only reason why we charge something. But that's not right now.
No,
This one's coming up. It's a free one. A bunch of ours are going to be free.
Right.
Our private, back behind everybody else's stuff, will cost something. But that's later.
Right. So we'll go for now, and be on the lookout for that 5-day challenge coming up in the next week and a half.
Right. It's going to be awesome.
All right.
I love it.
We'll see you soon.
All right, bye, guys.